Well, here we go again. We're excited to be here. I tell you what, it's always good when you can play extra games. We're very excited to have that as part of our goal to make sure we do accomplish that. And the team did. I was very proud of this football team. We divided the season into 4 quarters. That's how we approached it from back in fall camp. Each quarter was 3 games, and we felt like if we approached that way, we could approach each game and the history of that game, and then within that game to play. So the first quarter was 2-1 overall and 1-0 in the conference. So we felt that's what we could then make some determinations and adjustments from there. The second quarter, we were 1-2 and 1-1 in the conference. So we knew now what adjustments and change do we make. I think that was the time that Shane became the starting quarterback, and we made some other maneuvers and moves over there, and I think Tay started showing what he's about and how good a football player he is. Then the third and fourth quarter, we finished 2-1 in the third quarter with 2-0 overall, and the last quarter, the last 3 games were 3-0 and 2-0 in the conference, and 3-0 in the conference, which I was very proud of the way we finished. 5 out of the last 6. I thought to finish 8-4 was good. You know, we wanted to be better, but I was very proud of the 8-4 overall record. I was proud of our 7-1 conference record, and ended up co-division champ with Central Florida. So this team really accomplished a lot, and I'm very proud of that. The players and the staff, they've done a good job of what we call all year of canceling and drowning out the noise. And noise can be a lot of options. It can be too much of positive or too much of negative. Just stay focused on what we're doing, the process. And I've asked the players and the staff to do that. The next thing we talked about, and I felt this team exhibited, was a great resiliency. Able to bounce back when adversity hit, whether it was early in the season or right there in the middle, to finish the last 5 out of 6, I thought by our players and staff really haven't been in a while to show a lot of resiliency on that part. I like the competitive character of this football team. They're not afraid to compete, not afraid of adversity. They're not a group that backs down from challenges. And I felt this group, again, exhibit that part. And then one of our main intangibles, and a lot of you have been around me since day one, is a teamwork. This team bought into teamwork, and that's hard to do, to get a group, an entire group, organization to do that. So I was proud of that. I was proud of the record, and I was proud of our finishing 7-1 in the conference. I thought that was a great accomplishment by our players and our staff. So our next goal is to now play our best game on December 22nd. That'll be our final game of the season. We're looking forward to going to New Orleans next Tuesday. We divided our practices up into segments. We knew we had 12 practice sessions. So we divided the first 5 in what we call fundamental or development days, where we were fundamental with our old guys, good on good, best on best, 1 against 1 with our older guys, but we developed our young guys. I think that's the advantage of having spring ball and extra games. We had a chance to scrimmage our young players. We did that 3 out of the 5 days. We had full scrimmage with those young players, which is great. And not just the ones that were redshirted, but some of the players that may not have gotten a ton of reps, like a Zeke Bigger, who's a big-time player for us on special teams. We got him linebacker reps, for example. And I can go on and on with that, but that was very, very helpful and very key for our football team to get those 5 days in. The next 7 days we devoted to Louisiana Lafayette. And the process we wanted to use, and we are using, is piece by piece, day by day, add a section to them. We don't play till next Saturday, so you don't want to get them too far ahead mentally, but there's a fine line with that. We feel like if we just install portions of Louisiana Lafayette each day, that fits our group best. That's what our group handles best. So Sunday night we started, gave them off on normal Tuesday. Then we went on Monday, then we went Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll go today. And then we'll go tomorrow morning. So this group has done a great job of having a coach-be-coach attitude. Very proud of it. They've done everything we've asked them to do. They're a group that really enjoys the process. You know, the outcome and the goals are there. During our season, we have our media day on Monday, and we talked about circumstance and vision. The circumstances are, to me and to us, is what's happening right now. And I mentioned to the group that I text Chuck Pagano a lot. Pags and I coach together. We know each other a long time. And Pags talked about that, you know. And right now, his vision and goal is to make sure he dances at his daughter's weddings. The circumstances right now is we're dealing with the same fight that our Jeff is dealing with, Jeff Charles is dealing with. And those two guys are going to overcome that. But the circumstance and the process is what we've asked our players to grasp and embrace. And that's right now working up to that game, to the game and to the outcome. And then once we go to New Orleans, we want to play the best football game down there. I think the keys to this game, we're facing a very balanced Louisiana Lafayette football team on offense. Really, they got the Florida very well defensively. I think they had 5 sacks against Florida watching that film. They changed defenses against Florida. Their special teams is very balanced. They have a lot of team speed. I think the key thing for us is to make sure we have great tempo next week during the game. We play fast. Play at a very fast pace. They play fast, but we also play fast. I think on both sides of the ball, really all 3 sides of the ball. We expect, and they need to expect, and we expect a very physical football game. And that's what our team presents on all 3 sides of the ball. I think that's as important as anything. And the last 2 things I'll combine is, in bowl games, I found execution and fundamentals are one of the most important elements that you can never neglect. And we haven't neglected fundamentals, and execution has been at a premium for our men. So I like the way our guys have approached it. Our coaches had to leave. Right now we have meetings at 2 o'clock, trying to get them on a routine as much as possible to the New Orleans routine. The staff has done a great job preparing, and our players have done a good job, great job really of just accepting the process, which is very big for us. I'll touch on some of the Lafayette players and open up for questions for you. Terrence Broadway is our quarterback. He's a young man who transferred from Houston there. He's a dual threat quarterback. I've heard him use that a lot, but he really is. He runs the ball extremely well, also throws the ball from each angle, from each hash. He was the guy that came in when Case Keenum got hurt, and then they replaced him with Bland, and then he transferred. But Terrence has done a good job for them, really runs their offense. Smart football player, has the dual qualities. Alonzo Harris and Ephraim Reed are 2 running backs. They rotate in. They both have speed. One has a little bit more size, but they both have speed. Harris is 220, you know, and then Reed is 180. Their top receiver is Harry Peak. He's the guy that we have to make sure we keep our eyes on and have a plan for him. He's a favorite target for Terrence, and he does a good job of route running and running after catch. So we have to do a great job of making sure we know where he is along with Darryl Surgeon, the other wide receiver. I think one of their keys is their offensive line. They're very big. Again, I mentioned this. We faced some huge offensive lines. Carolina, South Carolina had a huge offensive line. Louisiana Lafayette will be one of the largest offensive lines we faced up front. And we're looking forward to that challenge. Our defensive line really has accepted that challenge too as well. So looking forward to that. Defensively, I mentioned they went to the 4-3 or 4-3 mode against Florida that first game and really caused Florida problems. They got after Florida, really should have won the game. They got 5 sacks defensively. Their top player is Rodney Gillis. He's a really good football player. He's a free safety, tops in the nation in interceptions, second leading tackler. Really good football player, very active. We have to be aware of him, defensive where he is. He has a great nose for the ball. Christian Ringo, he leads the team in sack. He's a defensive tackle. And then Justin Anderson is their top tackler on defense. Does a great job, has a lot of speed. They move him around a lot. They blitz quite a bit. If you watch some of our games, they remind you of a little bit of how Houston blitzes a little bit, not quite as much that high percentage, but they do move around a lot. Special teams very solid. Brett Baer is the top kicker and does a good job, and he's also their punter. We're looking forward to the game, looking forward to the continued process. We're not there yet. We have practice today, tomorrow. We'll meet on Saturday a little bit and Sunday. but we're looking forward to the game and looking forward to traveling. It's an exciting time. Bowl games are exciting. It rewards our players, our coaches and their families, all of our support staff, our administration, and our great, great loyal Pirate fans. So it's a great time and we're looking forward to it.